I've had some time to recharge and reset after moving here. I have also spent 4 months in the UK to travel around the country and generally understand a completely new culture for me, how to make happen exactly what you want and how you want it, to build AI agents and AI teams as part of my daily life. I suddenly realized I've been delaying this video for way too long, so here I am telling you my story. Hi, I have really become a YouTube creator. My channel is all about navigating life in 20s, working in content marketing, traveling, and caring for my mind, body, and soul on the way. I want to make this video as comfy as possible, just in a friendly get-to-know-me format. There will be a lot of chatting in this video, so grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee and let's get started. My name is Alina. I'm 21 years old. I'm Ukrainian, currently living in Spain. I work in content marketing. I travel a lot and I love making content. A random fact about me is that I didn't always make breakfasts like this and didn't cook at all before coming to live abroad alone, even though I did live independently, but I just didn't cook too much because you can still live without cooking. If you said to me 3 months ago that I would be sitting at home cooking, I would be terrified. I would say that's a problem. But now homemade meals just add so much to the comfort and coziness of living here. So I do that a lot. I don't regret it. I enjoy it for now. Maybe I'll stop at some point. Maybe I'll cook even more. Nobody knows. Anyway, I live in Spain. I've been here for almost 3 months now. I spend most of my mornings on this balcony, drinking coffee, working, learning. I've had some time to recharge and reset after moving here, so I'm trying to use this stage as a very resourceful time in my life. I'm trying to learn, to explore new educational materials, come up with fresh ideas for content creation. I actually have the desire to learn something new much more now than before coming here. Probably because I have the space and time for it now, because I came here alone. I don't have any friends in the country yet. So I mostly just sit at home, learning, working, and embracing this time as a time for change and new beginnings within myself. Before moving, I spent 2 years in Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. I was living in a rented apartment with 2 of my best friends, working a regular 9 to 5 most of this time. Sometimes very focused on work, sometimes going out a lot, sometimes both. I'd say the first year was very calm and stable and homely. I was spending a lot of time at home with friends, because we were not friends when we moved in together. It was fate. So we were just getting to know each other, navigating life during the war in Ukraine, because it also influenced us a lot. And we were also watching series, eating delivered food, chatting a lot, playing board games. So the first year was very comforting and homely, and then we started going out a lot, playing Mafia with one of the city clubs, playing sports like volleyball, going to the beaches with friends. So just partying, but in a quite a healthy way, not partying like in nightclubs. So going out a lot with friends, relaxing, having fun. But also at this time I discovered networking and professional events as they started coming back to Kyiv. So I was spending a lot of time growing as a professional in informal atmosphere, going to conferences and meetups. So overall 2 years in Kyiv were living my life to the fullest. But it's not safe to stay in Ukraine, so I decided to move out at some point. Actually, it's not my first time moving out of the country. I have also spent 4 months in the UK. When the full-scale invasion just started, I instantly wanted to go somewhere, anywhere, for just some time at least. I was confident that I'm coming back to Ukraine, but I wanted to try living somewhere anyway and being safe for some time, and there was an opportunity, a chance to go to Great Britain, which I'm very grateful for to this day, to all the people who helped make it happen. So I had some times to understand what it feels like to live abroad, far from home, family, friends, everyone and everything that I know and that was familiar to me. I also had the chance to travel around the country and generally understand a completely new culture for me, new people. It was a great experience. It gave me a lot. I grew a lot as a person, but I realized it wasn't exactly my story, so I decided to go back home to Ukraine. And before going to the UK, I have also lived in Kyiv for about a year. I've studied at uni there, lived in a dorm, worked a full-time job since the first year of uni as well. At uni, I was doing the finance, banking and insurance program, which is slightly out of context because I'm not exactly the economics type of person. It was an accident, but not completely an accident. It was a conscious decision, but when you're 17, you don't know how to make happen exactly what you want and how you want it. So for me, the priority was moving to the capital of Ukraine, studying at this particular uni because it's one of the best universities in Ukraine, and it also has a set of values that I can really relate to. Did this university live up to my expectations? Definitely no, but it's mostly because I have studied online for all 4 years of studying, because I started at 2020 when there was COVID, and then in 2 years, actually a year and a half, the full-scale invasion in Ukraine started. So we didn't go to uni because it wasn't safe all along. The fact that I didn't experience student life is in general really sad, but it benefited my career a lot, so I don't regret a single day of it. I started small when I was 17, just waiting tables at a coffee shop, but in a really good coffee shop that I love to this day. I've spent a few months there, and then as soon as I got 18 years old and could work officially, I got my first job in IT as a content specialist. And since then, I've been working in content marketing all this time, changing companies and roles, growing in this industry. It's been 3 years since I started, and by the time I was graduating uni, I was already building and leading a content team at an international startup. That was the hardest role in my career yet, but also the most exciting one in terms of experiences and responsibilities that I had, because I got to build AI agents and AI teams as part of my daily life, so kind of exciting. So that was a crazy summer of 2024 for me. I was working at a startup, defending my diploma finance and graduating uni, and also moving to Spain right after that. You've also already heard what was happening in my life not so long before that, so let's go back in time slightly more. Other core parts of my life are that first, I used to be a professional cheerleader, and by professional I mean many competitions, including 2 European championships. So I know really well what professional sports look like and what consequences it has on someone's life afterwards. And also I used to be a volunteer and a social activist. I used to create educational projects for teens in my home city. It was informal education, meaning everything they don't teach you at school, like how and why to travel the world, psychology, effective communication and networking, finance even. I got to do it in my home city because I was traveling all around the country to participate in similar but more at scale events and projects. Such programs are always based on some kind of competition, so you apply, you compete with other applicants, then if your application was successful you get sort of invitation, and then you travel to whatever city you need to go. You meet amazing people, you learn from professionals in various industries, and generally get a really good start in life because they open your mind for many areas that you wouldn't think of if not going to these programs. So the timeline of my experiences is, first, there were professional sports. I did sports for 10 years. I'm not saying that when you're 5 you're doing it professionally, but 10 to 15 was definitely professional. Then there was informal education and volunteering that I did for slightly over a year, traveling to participate in projects all over the country and organizing similar events, but smaller, in my home city. After high school, I have moved to Kyiv. It was a dimmer version of moving somewhere because it lasted for only about a year, maybe even less. Then I have moved to the UK. It was a dimmer version of living abroad because it lasted for 4 months only, but it was very saturated with multiple experiences. Then I moved back to Kyiv, spent 2 years there, living with my best friends, having all the living this life to the fullest experiences. And after 2 years in Kyiv, I have moved to Spain and have spent almost 3 months here by now. Followed by these experiences, I also have a set of interests and priorities in life, which are firstly people who I love and admire, really valuable, meaningful connections that help me stay optimistic and grow. Places. I travel quite a lot and learn and transform internally on the way. Content. I truly enjoy making content and I can talk about it for hours. It gets tricky and it can be hard sometimes because it's also a lot of work, but I love it. And living this life to the fullest, being honest with myself and people around me, and staying open to new experiences. So on this channel I will be sharing more content about my journey, about the travels, navigating my early 20s, trying to grow in my career and keep the balance. Also, my balance is horrible, so I'll be honest, it can get chaotic sometimes, but I'll do my best to communicate all the messages that I want to share properly. And I just enjoy creating, so I'm hoping the quality of content will grow over time. So I'm happy to have you on board. Thank you for staying with me this whole time if you're still here. This was a brief introduction to my life and to what you can expect on this channel. So please subscribe if you feel like it and hopefully see you in the next video.